Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So in the second part of the video, my last video was what's my Paul Mitchell School Chicago kit. And this video is things I wish I knew about Cosmetology School. And you guys are going to ask about lighting. I had changed the lighting because I was using my ring light. This one is the white light and the other one was like a fluorescent lighting, but I like this one better. So let's get started. What I wish I knew about Cosmetology School Paul Mitchell Edition. So I have my iPad here that I got from the school when I first registered, and everything is just my little note. So let's get started. All right, what's Cosmetology School? For y'all who don't know or want a better definition, Cosmetology School is beauty school. Beauty school is you learning everything about beauty, hair, makeup, skincare, manicures, extensions, things like that. So beauty school or cosmetology school basically focuses on the beauty industry. Now, with cosmetology school, before you decide you want to go to cosmetology school, you need to pick out which type of schools that might suit you. Do you want to go to a name brand school like Paul Mitchell or Aveda? Or do you think you want to go to a smaller known school like Canella or Dudley? I'm in Illinois, so Dudley is more regional. So you want to tour different schools and you guys want to know the pros and cons of each school. Do in-person schooling. I mean, like, do in-person school tours. Just look at pictures online, take a school tour, ask a lot of questions because you have to know where your money is going to. I went to Paul Mitchell and it's a name brand school. I didn't go for the name. I went because it was closest to me and also the opportunity struck. So I just went. I wanted to do hair. I did my research. Paul Mitchell was a great school, so I went. Pricing. So with schools, pricing is a problem. This is not just about schools. This is just everything. Pricing is a big problem. You're going to be dropping a lot of money on school unless you can find a more affordable school, which is in the $10K range. But my tuition for Paul Mitchell was $26,000. Yes, guys, $26K. So after financial aid and loans and things like that, I really didn't have to pay much. And I got 2 refunds back from both semesters. So I basically got a free ride. Once you pick a school, you guys have to figure out, do your research, figure out what you want to do. So cosmetology is the overall brand. It's the big umbrella, okay? Cosmetology is the big umbrella, and under that falls subcategories. So you have hairstylist, you have esthetician, you have nail tech, you have extension stylist, you have makeup artists. You have so much you can do with the cosmetology license, and you don't even have to be behind the chair or be in a suite. You can be a salon manager, or you could own a salon, or you can do so much with it. You can work in financial aid for a school. You could be a teacher. You could be a world star hairstylist. It's actually up to you. The possibilities are endless. Now, once you figure out what you want to do, you have to see if your school offers it. I, again, went to Paul Mitchell. But my school, my location focuses on 95% hair, like 1% skincare, 2% manicures, and so on and so forth. So most of my time was spent doing hair, but we did get to do basic facials on each other. We did get to do basic manicures on each other. We did get to do makeup on each other, and which was a bonus because I found that I have a knack. I like to do makeup, but not professionally. I like to do my own makeup. So cosmetology helped me with that, and I love it. Me personally, I want to be a natural hairstylist. I love natural hair. I love afros and twists and bantu knots and things like that. So for me, my specialty is indeed hair, but I also like to do makeup, my own makeup, and I like to do basic facials on myself. But outside of doing hair, I really want to have a specialty, a focus on doing nails, extensions. So at my school, we mostly only have to do regular manicures, but with extra training, you can do gel X, you can do acrylic, you can do polygel. I do nails already. I just do polygel and gel X and gel manicures. That's what I do. So once you figure out what your school offers, when you're in school, try to figure out what you really want to specialize in. My next thing, you get taught the basics and what you want to learn is on your own time. I know that sounds kind of rough, but Cosmetology School only teaches you the basics, and the basics is what's on State Board. So State Board is relaxers, perms, root retouches, basic color, bleach, which is like highlights, or maybe a full head of lightener, things like that. You also get taught basic haircuts, you get taught layers, you get taught just the basics of the basics, just enough to pass the State Board. Anything that you want to learn on your own, such as like braiding, sew-ins, extensions, things like that, you have to learn on your own time or take a class. Now, PM Chicago, we had Black teachers, we had white teachers, we had Hispanic teachers. All of them knew everything. So I got lucky because the teachers taught us how to cornrow, how to do flat twists, how to do sew-ins, things like that. But things like glue-ins and like more advanced sew-ins, I had to learn from the Black girls. I had to watch the Black girls, do sew-ins and twists and braiding and get help with that. But I can basically do everything, mostly. We had Student Service Day, and Student Service Day was once a month where all of us would do student services on each other. Now, you had to be booked out ahead of time, because if you wasn't booked out, they would give you a client and it would kind of fuck up your day, and you don't want that. So Student Service Day was fun for me because I would get pampered. I would get my hair done, I would get a facial, I would get a manicure, things like that. And it was really fun. But Student Service Day was also a learning experience for me because I was watching the Black girls braid more, braid with extensions, so individuals. I was learning sew-ins, I was learning glue-ins and quick weaves and things like that. And I really appreciate it because it was so much fun. So I know how to do those things now. I forgot to mention, because I'm all over the place, for the manicures, because we are able to do manicures. If you wanted to do acrylic or gel X or polygel, you would have to bring your own stuff in. So they didn't provide acrylic unless it was a specialty class that was focusing on acrylic. But if you wanted to do acrylic, basically, or polygel, you have to bring your stuff in. You'll bring your own stuff in. And that's what I did most of the time. I bring my own stuff in to do overlays and things like that. Now, I talked about it a little bit, but specialty classes. So with Paul Mitchell, we had specialty classes. For me, it was mostly in the afternoon. Specialty classes are once a week, about 3 to 4 hours a day, and you learn different things. So like certain haircuts, certain color and bleach classes, like we learn how to do balayages, highlights, advanced highlights, low lights. We also learn how to apply color faster, more color techniques, where it's like you do the color and the bleach at the same time. We learn more about natural hair. So we have specialty classes on braiding, cornrowing, doing retwists, starting locks, things like that. Curly cuts. So specialty classes can range between hair, makeup specialty classes, did facials. We did a lot, like anything you could think of, we damn near did in specialty. Cosmetology is a 1,500 hour course. It's hour based, not credit based. So you have 1,500 hours, and 1,500 hours is about a good year and a chunk of change, basically. And you clock in at the beginning of the day and you clock out. Now, we did 7 hours a day, I believe. And if you signed up for makeup hours, you could get extra hours, and that adds on to your day. So we clocked in at like 9:30 every day, and depending on your schedule, we clocked out at 5. I was on a 4-day schedule, so I clocked out at 5 o'clock. But if you were on 3 days, you clock out at 8:30, because 3 days is more hours. It's just less school days you have to attend. For a 5-day, 4 days part-time, 5 days full-time, but you clock in at 9:30 and you clock out at 5. The more hours you do, or the more likely you're more likely to get out. So my next point is, if you miss time, you have to make it up. So my school, if you miss time, you had to make it up. Either do makeup hours, or if your attendance was above a 90%, you didn't have to make those hours up. You just have to stay longer day-wise. So let's say you're supposed to graduate May 15th. If you're missing 20 hours, you don't have to make them up as in come and makeup hours. You just have to stay longer day-wise. So you would probably have to graduate May 20th or something like that. So that's how it would kind of work. Theory. So what is theory? Theory is coursework. It's classwork. Theory is class. In the morning times on Wednesday, we have theory. And you come in, you clock in, you sit in class, and you do classwork. This is our theory book. This is our theory workbook. And this is Stay Bored. Everything you learn about cosmetology art is in this book. So we use pivot points. So for us, our worksheets, our classwork, a lot of that stuff was online. The textbook was online. The quizzes and stuff were online. So we use pivot point. And so for us, our pivot point subscription lasts for 2 years. Mine actually becomes inactive next February. So that gives me time to fill out this book from front to end. You don't have to do that. But for me, my autistic self, I like to do that. Basically, theory is like your whys to all the questions. It's your why to why do we have 3 stages of hair growth? Why do we have to do different massages? Networking while you can. I wish I would have known that they were going to make us network like hell. But that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And I really appreciate it. So if I could go back in time, I would network like crazy. I would have had my business cards and QR codes ready because you never know who's going to walk into your chair. When you get clients, you never know if they're going to rebook you again. You never know if they're going to walk back in your chair. You never know how they're going to feel about you after their appointment. If they like you, give them a business card or a QR code so they could scan to get to your social media if they want to book you, follow you, whatever. I wish I would have known that when I first started. That way I would have had a more consistent clientele and my clientele would have probably followed me outside of school. Another thing, I wish I would have known to join clubs. Clubs are a good thing because they help you connect to your peers. My school had a lot of clubs. So we had the community events, we had Be Nice, we had the pet club. We had so many clubs and different clubs did different things. And with the networking part, when you do fashion shows and you do a community events, you get to network with other schools like Aveda and Tricochi. You get to network with a lot of event like promoters, directors, things like that. So I wish I could have had the courage to do clubs. I kind of regret not doing it, but that's okay. Because when one door closes, another one opens. Another thing I wish I would have did when I was there was decorate my station more. Clients like to feel fancy. Clients love feeling fancy. They love feeling pampered. As a hairstylist, your job is to pamper people. I wish I would have decorated my station more, had candy, had business cards, had QR codes, because I want my clients to connect with me and I want them to feel more special. I wish I would have known that Cosmetology School is high school part 2. Now, some of y'all may have heard it, some of y'all may not have heard it, but cosmetology is high school part 2. Y'all, the drama, bro, the drama. It was a lot of drama when I was there. Like, mean girls, bullies, things like that. But it's over now. I just say keep to yourself. I mean, like, have 1 or 2 friends, mostly keep to yourself. Don't engage with everybody. Just don't. Just really stick to yourself and do them worksheets, y'all. Another thing I wish I would have known beforehand, you could take your state board at 1200. So when I was in school, they told us to take the state board. You could take it at 1200 right after you finish theory. That way everything is so fresh in your mind. Most people don't take it at 1200. A lot of people just take it at like 1400. Some people just wait like me. I'm waiting to take my state board. I already submitted my transcripts, but I'm waiting to take my state board. I need to study more. You could take it in school, and then my school had an incentive where if you registered for the state board, got a salon placement, and something else, you can get $150 back. I still have that incentive. My incentive doesn't expire until October, so I still have time to get my $150. But I do recommend you take your state board while you're in school, or you take it outside of school. And once you leave school, you get your transcript. They gave me my transcript for free, and I submitted it to the testing center. And in about maybe 2-3 weeks from now, I will register for my board. It's about 200 in Illinois, and after that, I will take my state board. I'm gonna let you guys know what I used to take it. Social media is your best friend. So towards the middle and the end of my cosmetology school journey, I was posting a lot of content on TikTok. So I got a couple of tripods. So I have a handheld tripod, which I use for the table, and I had like a full body size slim tripod that I used to record the back of my client's head. I would film content. I would post it on TikTok with my client's permission, because you need client's permission. And most of the time they would say yes, and a lot of times they say don't cover, don't show my face, and so I would cover their face up. But I would post my content on TikTok. I would also take before and after photos on Instagram, and I would make shorts on YouTube, shorts on TikTok, shorts on Instagram, and I would promote myself. I would also use my business cards, hand them out to get more clientele, which is a good thing. Also, word of advice, keep your social media and your personal private from each other, separated from each other, which is what I was already doing. I have my private, I have my personal Instagram, and I have a business page with my business, Madam Zia, and I have my cosmetology page, Solo Star Salon. So all three of those are separate. Now, other things. So my school, Palm Beach, Chicago, we fundraise. When I was going there, we were fundraising in the summertime. So we had, they would sell food for fundraising. So like hot dogs, chips, pop. We had ice cream days. We had pizza, things like that. So we were selling food to make money for fundraising. We also had dress down days where you didn't have to come in uniform. You paid like $2, and that money would be used for fundraising, things like that. Every Tuesday we had guest artists. So we had Huddle. Huddle was the teachers talking to us about how the day is going to go. And after that, on Tuesdays, we had guest artists, where guests from other salons would come in and they would demonstrate things like haircuts, business practices, how to grow social media. And sometimes they would give us free things. Like, I know, like, what's it, Locked In Style? They came and they had gave us like a free band, like gel band. And they had gave us their lock gel and their braiding gel and like a rat tail comb. So that was cool. Other salons came in and they gave us like discounts and codes to getting like 50% off their products and whatnot. So, another thing, we also had job fairs. So I say every quarter, so every 3 months, we would have job fairs where salons would come in and we would do job fairs. So we had two different types. We had the traditional job fair where they would set up tables and we would go to them. And then they had another job fair, the reverse job fair, where we would set up and showcase ourselves, and then they would come and view us. So it was fun. It was fun nonetheless. That's about it. So these are the things I wish I'd known about cosmetology school. Nevertheless, I enjoyed my time at Paul Mitchell. I really loved it. I learned so much. I met amazing people. So, but if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I appreciate it. Bye.